Ladies and gentlemen, we got the Florida's #1 hockey podcast, the Cats and Bolts. I can't wait to have you. We're happy to have you. Here we go. 3, 2, and 1.
It is Florida's... Hey, everybody. It is Florida's most watched hockey podcast and the most caffeinated producer in the podcast world, Ben Castro. How you doing, everybody? Rod Peterson here. Brent Woltman here. What's going on, brother?
What's happening, Roddy?
Ready to talk some hockey with you. We already got live viewers. We're live streaming on YouTube. Want to welcome you to the program. It is Florida's #1 show, brought to you in part by Unbridled Weddings and Events in Wellington. If you're getting married in South Florida, look up Bree Unbridled Weddings and Events, named top 10 wedding planners in the USA. And also iTix, now Florida's #1 marketplace for Florida Panthers tickets. We got a very special guest coming up halfway through the show. We're going to welcome Cole Codzy from the Orlando Solar Bears, but more importantly, if you don't mind me saying, Soflow Hockey, the Summer Hockey League of the Stars, of the pros here in South Florida. I'm sure a lot of people that follow the show have heard of it. Cole's going to join us to talk about the league and his season so far with Orlando. But the most exciting thing to go on in South Florida this week, not the national championship.
Not the national championship. Not in my eyes.
It was the heavyweight, middleweight bout Monday night. Sergei Bobrovsky and Alex Nedeljkovic of the San Jose Sharks. We're calling this the goalie fight episode, everybody, and you're going to see it in a second. My view of it and what Bob had to say afterwards about his first ever pro fight. Didn't see that one coming.
Didn't see that one coming from any miles away. That was pretty spontaneous, but wow, what a reaction.
And you weren't at the game.
I wasn't at the game.
Of all the games.
Listen, I told you I couldn't have timed it any better. I walked in I had a little bit of an engagement for work. I walked in the house, I turned on the Natty, saw the score, flipped it over to the Panther game, and literally 2 minutes into the Panther game, all of a sudden I heard Goalie yell, "Here comes Bob," and I was in complete disbelief.
You were, well, look, we'll do a little play-by-play of this clip here in a sec. Ben's got it ready to roll. I'll just tell you this. I'm sitting in the press box beside a couple of hockey guys from Ontario, and I'm watching the scrum in the corner. And Peter Micheludi, he ran the Sudbury Wolves for years in the OHL. He elbows me, goes, "Here comes Bob!" And stuff flying all over. You're going to see the video of it here. And I'm fumbling for my phone, and I got it out just in time. This is the press box view of the goalie fight. The first in the NHL since 2020. Let her roll, Ben.
And it looks, honestly, you got a great freeze frame.
It's not bad. It comes flying out of the blue.
It's so cool. All right, here we go.
At Nedeljkovic. And there's going to be a test afterwards, everybody. Look at Bob. He is the clear aggressor in this fight. Bobrovsky. Hey, and Nedeljkovic can obviously chuck the knuckles too. It's not a bad fight, Brent.
Listen, I mean, from a hockey fight standpoint, I mean, it was, they were exchanging and took it to the ground and professional about it.
Sharks fans are claiming a victory for Nedeljkovic. Listen, he landed on top. That's the extent of the win as far as I'm concerned. That's good, Ben. You can let it roll again if you want, but better than I thought it would be.
I mean, what did you think it was going to be?
A slap fight. It's goalies, which I was one, but I didn't think it would be a real fight. It was a good fight.
Trying to get a punch in with all the equipment on is tough. So, I mean, yeah. Listen, outstanding job. Bob made the decision to get in there, defend his teammates. Hats off to Bob. Saw a T-shirt today from our friends at iTicket now that called it, I think it was Bobby Balboa.
Bob Balboa.
I'm going to go with it.
Well, and the funny thing is, I mean, I was a goaltender. People asked how many fights were you in. It was a big 0. Not as many as our guy Cole over here. But here's the thing. I was fortunate enough to be in the room. We're going to hear from Bob here right away. It's only a minute-long clip. But for a guy that was just in his first fight, nerves of steel, like ice in his veins, laughing about it, and listen, go ahead.
I mean, the guy is the most level-headed, humble man you'll ever meet. So
God-fearing, nice.
To see him take that aggression and stick up for his teammates, hats off, man. I mean, it was awesome.
Well, and this is the clip from Bob from after the game. So I'm going to ask the viewers to listen really, really closely. I mean, his English is pretty good, but I can't quite make out what he said. He said something along the lines of that he was mocked, and and Nedeljkovic went over the line.
Well, I think he baited him into it, right? I mean, to see their goalie go in and start throwing punches in the corner at your players, and you're standing at the other end of the ice, you got to make a decision. Either you're in or you're out.
Oh, and he went fast.
And he
that was a
was
quick
in.
decision from Bob. Okay, you have the clip, Ben. If you can, you got sound up on that.
Yep, sounds up.
Here's what Bob had to say.
Teammates, what went into the decision to storm across the ice there and drop the gloves?
Yeah, there was a scrum on the other side.
I can't hear it.
And,
I can't hear it either.
But we got it.
Emotional when people walk you, and but I felt it's a little bit too much over the line. So, and I want to make sure to get in and let them know.
You were flying.
Yeah, I felt just like I made a decision and went straight into it.
Talk just a little bit about the feeling of throwing off those gloves and knowing it was go time.
It's exciting, but it's obviously it's not the thing I'm doing for a living, but yeah, it is what it is. So we had a good fight, and unfortunately we didn't have 2 points. That's the most important.
I think Goldie said it's a couple Vezinas, couple cups. Now you get to put that on your resume. First one.
Yeah, it's the first one. Yeah.
Maybe Dave will get a puck and you can take a picture.
That's all right.
The crowd's reactions, what does that mean to you to have that much support, 19,000 people go crazy?
Yeah, that was exciting for sure. That was great. That was emotional. I didn't know that it's going to be that much, but yeah, it was a good feeling.
Can that be something that carries beyond this game, kind of a rallying point for you guys, a big emotional moment like that, you hope?
It's a game dictates the emotions. You have to be smart too when to be in it and when not to. You have to play the game and feel what's right in the moment.
Was it getting a little frustrating?
Yeah,
there
that's
in
good.
that second
You can
when
take it.
the rebound
Great job, Ben.
was-
Thank you for that. And that's the comments from Bob about the fight. So we'll move on, but I will say this. I mean, you watch every Panthers game, whether you're at them all or not is a different story, but you're watching them all. And somebody said that Bob is frustrated.
I mean, I don't think that was frustration on Bob's part.
I don't think so either.
I think he just saw an opportunity to defend his teammates. And listen, any one of those teammates that he went down and defended, if something happened in front of his net, they're going to defend him. So Bob took that opportunity as a teammate and went down there and did his thing. And, man, I'll be honest with you. I have not seen the crowd at Amerant Bank Stadium get like that since the playoffs last year. I mean, there was a standing O, for him. And then when they brought him back out, Goalie on TV, it was hilarious. He was like, welcome back to the ring, Sergei Bobrovsky. And to a standing ovation again. So...
Well, that's a lot of talk on a goalie fight, and that's on me, but it's been the talk of this town's been 50-50. The Bob fight and the Natty from Monday night, and the Canes obviously losing in a tough one to the Indiana Hoosiers. But I guess I don't want to keep our guest Cole waiting too long. Just with the Panthers, as we sit here today, both the Panthers and Lightning are off tonight. Panthers are 5 points out of a playoff spot. I need to go back and listen to Paul Maurice's news conference from after the game Monday because he said something along the line of, we're in trouble here or we're in danger here. And at what point do they get real concerned?
Well, I think we talked about it before. Coming into the Olympic break, they really need to sit down and evaluate what's going on. And every game after the Olympic break is going to be extremely important. And they got to go out and win hockey games. That's what it comes down to. Nobody's going to hand it to you on a silver platter. And I think he kind of spoke to that a little bit. And listen, it's playoff crunch time. It's time to step up or go home.
Well, and then not good news. We learned today that Seth Jones is not going to be going to the Olympics with Team USA. He's been replaced by Jackson Lacombe. So the injuries keep adding up for the Florida Panthers.
My heart goes out to Seth Jones. That's a tough one, man. It's to be named to the Olympic team, and I don't think anybody really would have picked him to be on that Olympic team in the beginning of the year. So for him to play as well as he had and get named to that team and then go down with, what sounds like a broken collarbone issue, that's a tough one, man. Heartfelt for him.
Well, and somebody, of course, the press box conversations is probably the biggest reason why I go to the games, to hear the buzz from everybody. And they're asking, will Bill Zito be active leading up to the trade deadline? And I said, well, he always is. And let's just remember something. 3 years ago, when the Panthers appeared in the Stanley Cup final, they lost to Vegas. They were out of a playoff spot for 78%
They didn't
of the
make
year.
The playoffs to the last game of the year.
Right.
They beat Ottawa.
Right. So that's why I'm asking. I think it's reasonable that Paul Maurice would be concerned that they're 5 points out of a playoff spot with a rash of injuries, but they're still a good team, and we've talked about that.
They're an excellent team, but Jeff Chicken, when he was here in studio, he talked to it in the GM spot, and I think at this point it's pretty predictable that Zito is going to be active if the deal works for this team. Defensively with Seth Jones being down, Kulikov being out, they're starting a little get healthy. Listen, there's a lot of excitement back with Matthew Tkachuk coming back to the lineup. We hope that will spark them. Getting Marchand back. I saw the lineup today, I think it was. In practice, they had, Verhaeghe, Bennett, and Tkachuk back together, which is something we haven't seen.
Mm-hmm.
And, so with the exception of a centerman and a couple of defensemen, I think Zito is going to be extremely active at the trade deadline. And you're starting to see some trades happen now. People are kind of getting ahead of it a little bit. The usual Vegases of the world are right in there as they always are. So let's see what happens. But they got to start winning hockey games. They need to get caught up in points if they're going to be there for postseason.
But just before we bring on our special guest, Cole Kodsi from the SoFlo Hockey League and Orlando Solar Bears, just about the Tampa Bay Lightning. We talked Bolts too here. First place in the division, baby. Somebody asked me the other day, how's Tampa doing it? I put that to our good friend Jared Dumba on my daytime TV show the other day. He goes, one of the best goalies in the world, excellent players, arguably the best head coach in the world, and experience. Ta-da! First place Tampa Bay Lightning.
Happens. Yeah. And listen, hey, if I remember correctly, you picked Tampa to lose at Dallas, but I think they actually beat Dallas and lost at St. Louis.
St. Louis, the very next game. I was afraid Tampa fans were going to come after us, that we jinxed them here. I mean, they were going to lose sometime.
I think Jared Dumba hit the nail on the head. I mean, come on, this team from top to bottom is they're playing incredible hockey, and it's been a joy to watch. Again, we're coming into the stretch. Let's see what happens. You got guys like Kucherov and Vasi that aren't going to be playing in the Olympics, so they're going to get some well-needed rest. See what happens after the Olympic break.
Well, I just had this jolt the other day. I'm like, what if we didn't have a Stanley Cup final in Florida for the first time in 7 years? Don't. What would we do with ourselves?
I was going to say it would be an odd June.
It'd be really strange.
My trip to Canada is planned around the Stanley Cup playoffs for the last 3 years, so I don't know what I do with myself.
Well, if it's not the Panthers, though, I guess it's the Lightning. But we've been spoiled. I don't think anybody would argue that.
Absolutely, 100%.
Yeah. Also, we will see you. The Cats and Bolts podcast will be at the Stadium Series. Thank you, National Hockey League, for accrediting Brent and I. We will be at Raymond James Stadium February the 1st, so watch for our coverage from there. Tampa Bay Lightning against the Boston Bruins.
Our first road trip of the year.
Yours and mine. It absolutely is. Where are we staying?
I don't know yet. We haven't gotten that far, but we'll figure it out soon.
Well, I was thinking about hotels around downtown Tampa. I'm like, wait a minute. We're not going to be in downtown Tampa. The football stadium is not in downtown Tampa.
Yeah, well, there's lots of options. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, good stuff. All right. Without further ado, let's bring him in. Cole Kodsi. Dun, da, da, da. You got a drum. Where's your drums, Ben?
I know. I got to bring them back.
Cole Kodsi, welcome to the Cats and Bolts podcast from the Orlando
guys.
Solar Bears.
Thanks for having me,
and
guys.
SoFlo Hockey League. Hold those knuckles up to the camera, man. You've been fighting on your way in here?
Yeah.
I
don't even know where the camera is.
Yeah, it's the one with the light on right there, Cole.
Nice.
The guy is from Boca Raton, Florida. He's tough because he's from West Boca now. But he lives in Delray now on the beach from SoFlo Hockey, and you're home for a little bit of a holiday.
Yeah, home for All-Star break, so getting a couple days off here. Back to it tomorrow. Yeah.
Well, it's great to see you. Well, let's talk about what brings you in here today, what we're going to talk about.
Yeah, SoFlo hockey. That's the hot topic, I guess, right?
Yeah. Well, I've been following. This is a legit summer league. Hi, Kelly. She's just checked in. She says, hi, Brent and Rod. We'll get to the viewer comments in a second. Oh, now they're all coming in after we open the show. But Cole, I think you can talk some hockey with us. Can't you?
Yeah.
Panthers and Lightning?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, listen, before we get to SoFlo Hockey, I should have you introduce yourself to our wonderful viewers because you're a Boca kid.
Yeah, born and raised in Boca, moved to Delray a couple years ago, grew up playing here, for the Junior Panthers organization, Florida Alliance organization, and yeah, I left home at an early age, but fortunate, kind of full circle now playing pro in Orlando for the Solar Bears, which is Tampa Bay Lightning organization. And I'm here for a couple days on All-Star break, and super excited to be here and excited to talk some shop. So
I'm glad that you spent some time on your break with us. I know Brent's got some questions about your hockey development. Go ahead,
Yeah,
Brent.
listen, I mean, you obviously grew up a Panthers fan, and coming through that Panthers organization, and we're seeing more and more players make it to the NHL. The Jacob Chikrins, I think it is Sabrango. He's a junior Panther, right?
Sabrango?
Yeah. What was the kid that they brought into Florida? You guys all probably played together.
yeah, there's a lot of players. It's definitely increased over time, but I mean, you got guys like, Chikrin and Brandon Duhaime, he's in Washington. You got Andrew Peak for the Bruins. So those guys were kind of my, I'm a little younger, but they were my mentors and sort of, the guys that we looked up to, we as in, players my age. I'm 2000 birth year.
Kind of paved the way for you guys, right? Just kind of show that it was possible for a kid in South Florida playing hockey to make it.
Yeah, absolutely. So we all kind of had that same path in terms of playing for the Panthers and, leaving at a decently early age. But it's cool to see now because the hockey world's changing, and, with the Panthers winning cups, South Florida hockey is getting better. I mean, Florida hockey in general is getting better, but now you're going to see, I think, an influx of players. I think you're going to see the state of Florida and Florida hockey just, grow tremendously. And it's cool to see because we didn't have that back in the day. I think that players had to leave at an early age, but now that hockey's growing, it's going to be a huge place to develop down here, which is cool.
From a competitive standpoint, I mean, there's no reason for them to have to leave anymore with the programs. I think it's the Wave, the Alliance. There's a bunch of different
Palm Beach Surf,
tier one programs that these kids can stay home, that they don't have to go up to the Northeast or to Canada or anywhere else to play, and still get the exposure. Because you guys they're traveling too. I mean, they're gone every weekend. So
exactly.
Well, what I'm dying to know, I get it now, is all these kids that are playing with the Panthers Learn to Skate program, whatever the $250 you pay to get the full set of gear.
Best deal going.
You were born in 2000, so you're 25.
Yeah.
Without, American viewers don't get upset, but you look like you're from Winnipeg or Moose Jaw. You know what I mean? Like, how do you get playing here as a kid? Yeah, looks like a Canadian hockey player.
Absolutely fit the mold.
How does this happen?
So my dad is actually Canadian.
There we go.
Yeah, he's from he's from Montreal. So I was Montreal Canadiens fan growing up. I was Panthers fan too. Just being from here, but I grew up watching the Habs as a kid. Ever since I was a toddler. So
French Italian. That's what he is.
French, Italian. Yeah,
it's a thing in Montreal. There's a million of them running around
Did the
there.
Italian national team call you to play in the Olympics?
No, I
Next
don't.
Olympics.
Yeah, maybe we'll get.
I knew there was a reason. You get it now.
It's he's cut from the cloth, Rod. As we say.
Well, and the big hands and the meat hooks.
Yeah.
So I always got to ask this: how did you even find out about our podcast? Because you reached out, you said, "Let's do this."
Yeah, I actually think you guys were in contact with my media team or marketing team. So I think that's how it worked. I actually have seen you guys a couple times though, maybe through the algorithm or something on the Explore page. But no, it's super cool what you guys are doing. You guys are definitely contributing to growing the game down here and talking about hockey, which is great to see. I mean, I'm we're sitting here in Boca Raton and we're talking hockey, which I got to say probably 5 years ago, I don't think that was the case. Like hockey wasn't as big. So I love to see it. And, we're speaking the same language, which is really cool.
Well, it's glad to have you in. So this SoFlo hockey, I've watched the clips. It's legit.
It is legit.
Oh, it's serious legit. Tell the viewers about it that don't know.
Yeah. So started it 5 years ago with a couple of my friends. We were just looking for ice. We were looking to compete in the summers. We were looking to train and develop and get better. We were all good players kind of heading into college and Division I hockey. And again, we were fortunate to train and be around these older players, right? Like Duhaime and Peak, Steven Kampfer, he's older now and he was kind of coming up through the ranks. And, it's a really cool concept. We were drafting teams. We ended up, playing and competing over the years and started to bring on more and more NHL players, and it sort of hit. And now it's turned into, a league as much as a cool lifestyle brand, a media platform. It's We're getting into selling tickets this summer. We're selling merch. We're kind of capturing the personalities off the ice. So it's fun, and I think it's a great culture. Guys love to be a part of it, that play in it. They use it as their summer training. They use it as a way to, come back and be creative and make plays and work on their game and, hang out with their buddies. And we are kind of capturing all of that, and it's a blast.
Very cool stuff. I mean, talk a little bit about, some of the players that are playing in it, when it starts, when it ends, how these people will be able to get a hold of tickets and merchandise, so on and so forth.
Yeah, for sure. So we typically start after July 4th. Date is still TBD. We're running some cool events this summer, like health and wellness events and, pickleball events. We're kind of getting into that as well. We have exciting news coming that won't be announced for another probably month, but we are shifting facilities and we're kind of changing our format and structure, which is super cool. That'll be exciting. We also have a lot more NHL players and Florida Panther players anticipated to play next summer, which will be cool. So if you guys just check us out, SoFlo Hockey on Instagram and TikTok and all those fun platforms, you should stay tuned, and there'll be some cool stuff coming.
It'll be awesome to get out of the heat and get into the Baptist Health Iceplex.
Yeah.
Hope I didn't spill your news there, but FAU jams their games. I could see you filling the barn for you guys easily.
Yeah.
It's NHL players, for God's sake.
It's NHL players, and you know what? It's also younger players. So, we've created a path where young junior hockey players and youth players can develop. They can kind of be learning from the older players, whether they're in college or pro. And we have guys that are ex-NHL players too. We got tons of guys that played at the Division I level.
Name some of the names.
Oh, well, we got Steven Camphor. He played in the NHL over 10 years. He's an Olympian. He's a big-time SoFlo ambassador, and I was actually just at his new gym. It's called Matterhorn in Fort Lauderdale, so a bunch of the boys will be there. I mean, we got, Scooter Vaughn. He played in the American League. We got tons of ex-KHLers that played in Russia, so it's a blast. The diversity in age and skill level, it's cool to see because we have so many different players, and it's not just like NHL players and pro players. It's a blend of everything, and it makes it super exciting and kind of helps grow the culture.
The coolest thing about it too is the format, right? It's 3-on-3. Going to 4-on-4?
It's 3-on-3, 4-on-4 is the plan. Yeah.
I mean, who doesn't love a hockey game in overtime going 3-on-3 and 4-on-4? I mean, it's exciting to watch. It's open ice, right? You guys are playing full rink?
We play in that mini sheet at the rink on the beach. That's kind of been the model. But yeah, as you said, it's super cool because we kind of have that, pond hockey feel with like the street hockey, street vibes, right? So you get a blend of the, structure and the high competition that I think fans really like to see, and that's what we're, going for, and people love it. So
go follow SoFlo Hockey on Instagram. That's where I follow you, but did you say Facebook and Twitter too?
Yeah, it's on everything, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok. Instagram, TikTok, yeah. Yeah,
because the clips are on there. Like, guys are going after each other. Didn't Zadorov hit somebody from behind or something in it?
Yeah, he's laying open ice hits. The goalies, I mean, I heard you guys talking about Bob. Like, the goalies we've had a couple goalie instances in the past. It's cool because you see the NHL players. These guys are going hard in the summer and they're physical, and I think guys are super respectful. Obviously, there's no cheap shots, but you do have that intense competitive environment where guys are laying open ice hits and playing the game hard. So
it's not rec and it's not practice.
Yeah,
it's
games. Yeah.
I mean,
Oh yeah.
They're out there training, right? So
right. That's
it's
real. Fans will love it.
Yeah.
What's your dad do for a living?
He lends money, has a mortgage company. Actually,
smart
right here. Yeah, Choice Mortgage. He's right
Serious?
over here. Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying, you can play hockey. Well, you got the business mind, I could tell.
Good marketing for him right there.
Yeah, clearly. Who's your favorite Panther of all time?
I gotta say Tkachuk. I gotta say Tkachuk. I just love the way he plays. I try to actually model my game similar to his, and he's fun to watch. Just has a little bit of everything. Has high skill level, high compete, physicality, plays with an edge. So he's fun to watch.
Okay. I thought you might have said an old school, like a beret or something, but
Yeah, I liked. Well, I mean, yeah.
How about Lightning? How about Lightning? Let's go Lightning since he's in the Lightning.
They pay your salary.
We should probably go that way than this way.
I think it's super fun to watch Kucherov. He's a special player to watch. Like his skill, he's a magician out there. So,
how are they doing it, Tampa Bay? I mean, idiots like me have had him written off the last couple of years, and now all of a sudden they're in first place.
Yeah, I think that they have such an incredible culture, with Cooper over there. I just think that they do things the right way. I mean, I think the Panthers do as well. And I think when you have, really good management, good coaching, and everyone's on the same page, you see a lot of success, and those guys do things the right way,
It's experience, I guess, or it's a winning program. Mind you, the Panthers are too. Like, are you back here in time for the playoffs every year?
It depends. It depends on our season. Just playing college hockey the past 5 years, I have been back, so I was able to catch a couple games. But, yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Well, are you like just the typical Florida guy? Like Brent's been here since before you were born, or at least in the States.
Absolutely.
But I've been here 5 years only, so I only know the good Panthers. So, I mean, I regularly hear from people from here. They're like, I can't believe.
He was here for the bad Panthers, as I was.
That's what I'm saying.
I was in
Did you ever think you'd see a day, 3 straight Stanley Cup finals here and 3 in Tampa before that?
Yeah, I think I was such a young watching the Panthers. I was in the trenches watching them when they were bad. But
you were like me. You were like me. I told Rod. I said I used to go to the games to watch the other teams that came in.
Yeah,
right.
I would
and the Yaugers and the Lemieux.
Yeah, I would always when Crosby and Ovi 10 years ago, I would love to see them come, but. Yeah, I think it's hard to say. I always knew because I think Barkov's a special player, and he paved the way. I think he was a big part of the rebuild. So I always kind of knew that they were going to take off. They just needed the right pieces. And then Tkachuk, what a trade that was, right? That was also a big piece for them. He came in and then they exploded, and then obviously Bill Zito, big part of it as well.
He made that trade.
Yeah,
that's his
right.
Hang your hat on trade of his career.
They were ready to chase him out of town when it was announced.
I remember.
And it was
Huby.
I think after the first game, it was all forgotten.
Oh, yeah. Huberto's still heartbroken, though.
Oh, yeah. He's still cursing.
I would be, too. Listen, just a couple last things with Cole Kodsi from SoFlo Hockey. We're all paying attention to what's going on in the ECHL. So you're on strike. Were you out with the placard striking in front of the rink? And
no,
I
can't say I was. No,
you were on strike for a while.
We were on strike. Yeah, we were on strike. It was thankfully it was shorter than anticipated, but happy that's all squared away now.
Don't like to talk about it. It's behind you.
Yeah. It was an interesting time. I mean, we went from kind of 0 to 100, and then all of a sudden I was home, and we stopped playing, and then again kind of just it's been normal recently, so I just thankful to be back playing. And
did they come up with a new agreement?
Yeah.
Well, you're back playing.
So what was the big sticking point that was solved for a player?
I think a lot of it was pay, it was travel, it was equipment. There's a lot of different details in there, but I think the biggest thing was like the pay and the travel, and that kind of all got sorted out. So
good.
Yeah, good to see.
And how's the Solar Bears doing?
You know what? We had a tough start. I think in our last 15 games we've gotten a point in almost every game. So we are on, we're playing really good hockey lately. We have a really good group of guys. We're playing good hockey. Again, tough start, and that's kind of biting us a little bit. But I think, it's all about, you guys know how it is. Whoever gets hot down the stretch, kind of going into playoffs is usually a team that goes deep. So we have a great group of guys, and I think I'm excited for the second half. So.
Listen, man, you got 2 fans here. We'll be watching.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. Definitely.
Yeah.
What are you going to do for the rest of your All-Star break here?
I am going to spend some time with family, and I'm trying to balance this this pro hockey player entrepreneur thing I got going on. So trying to manage the two and do the best I can with both of them. But yeah, just hang out with family and a couple friends, stuff like that.
Well,
so,
enjoy it, and anything you need from us, you know where to find us.
Yeah.
Now, can't wait for next summer.
I'd love to get you back on and coming into the summer.
maybe a road trip to Orlando. What do you
I gotta introduce you guys to some of my partners too. You'll like them.
We'd love to do that.
They're
absolutely.
They're some interesting guys.
Hockey guys, business guys.
Oh yeah,
both?
hockey, a little bit of both for sure.
I feel like we should have a meeting in Orlando.
We got the ECHL, probably the most penalty minutes in the ECHL. One of those, Nico Blatchman. So he's
I know that name. Yeah. Is he here?
He's in Fort Wayne right now. So yeah,
Indiana.
Yeah.
Well, we're open to anything, buddy. I'm glad you reached out, and good luck with everything, man.
Thank you guys. Thanks for having me.
We'll see you in Orlando.
Thanks for having me.
For sure, man.
Ben, has that got it, buddy?
That's it.
As far as you're concerned, that was fun.
That was a great show.
It was. Cole Kodsi joining us from SoFlo Hockey, and I think that's got it, for the Cats and the Bolts. We've covered it all.
That's a wrap.
Yeah, and we'll see you next week here on Florida's favorite hockey podcast. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Got it. Boy, Benny.